Good morning, students. So today I am going to discuss about the break statement, continuous statement, and go to statement. Break statement. The break statement is used to come outside of the loop. Is used to terminate the loop control structure. Either we can use the break statement in for loop, while loop, and do while loop. We have seen break statement in the switch case. In the switch case, when we are discussing about the conditional control structure. So in the switch case also, after each case, we have written break. So whenever the break statement is executed, the control will come outside of the switch case block. So here we are discussing the break statement relevant to the loop control structure. Either it can be for loop, while loop, or do while loop. So break statement is used to terminate the loop control structure. To terminate the loop, the break statement is usually used after checking the condition. After checking the condition. The syntax, the rule for break is just the statement break. Now we shall see with an example program. Now I want to add number. Say that this is I, this is sum. This is I, this is sum. Sum is 0. I want to add the number. I want to add the number. I want to add only the positive number. Only positive number. Whenever the user enters the negative number, we have to stop the program. We have to stop the while loop. We have to come outside of the while loop, or do while loop, or for loop. So 1 is a positive number, so we add 1. Next the user enters 8 is a positive number, so we add this positive number 8. So the total is 9. The user enters 2 is a positive number, so 9 plus 2 is 11. The user enters -3. Whenever the negative number is entered by the user, then we have to stop. Then we have to come outside of the loop control structure, and we have to print the sum. This we will write by using the break statement. As include stdio.h int main int I comma sum. So here I am using the while loop. While of 1. So 1, we know any number other than 0 is always true. So while of 1 is true. True means inside. So printf enter any value. Enter value. I am calling that value as scanf %d comma address of I. I am entering by using the I value. So initial value of the sum will be 0. Here only I am initializing. Whenever I am declaring the variable sum, I am initializing the variable value with 0. Now I will check if I is greater than 0. I is greater than 0, I will add that number. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Otherwise, else break. Else break. Else break. Break. Close the while loop. Close the while loop. Now, whenever break statement is encountered, you are coming outside and you are printing the sum. Sum is equal to percentage D, comma, sum. Return 0. Return 0. Close the main function. Close the main function. So here I am using the infinite loop. While of 1. 1 means infinite loop. While of 1. So infinite loop is terminated by using the break statement. By using the break statement. Now directly 1 means true. True means inside. So enter value. So output is enter value. Enter value. Say that value is 5. 5. Now I am checking whether the value of I is greater than 0. Yes, it is greater than 0. Then add sum is equal to sum plus I. What is the initial value of sum? It is 0. 0 plus 5 will be 5. Now sum. Sum as 5. 0. I is 5. Now it has become 5. Now else part is not executed because if the condition is true, else part is not executed. Now again you are entering the while loop. While loop. 1 means true. Enter the value again. Enter value. Value is 3. Value is 3. Now 3 is greater than 0. Yes. Then add that to sum. Sum is equal to sum plus I. 5 plus 3. Now the new value of sum is 8. So since I is greater than 0, this is executed, else part is not executed. So the control will come here. Control will come here. Enter value again. Enter value. 1. 1. 1 is greater than 0. Yes. Sum is equal to sum plus I. 8 plus 1, 9. 9. Else break. So else part is not executed because I is greater than 0, else is not executed. Again the control will come to test the condition. The condition is true. 1 means always true. Enter value. Enter value. Now I am entering minus 3. Minus 3. Now is minus 3 is greater than 0. Minus 3 greater than 0, false. False means this statement is not executed. It will execute the else part. What is the else part? Else part is break. Break means you are coming outside of the while loop. While loop. So what you are printing here? Sum is equal to sum. So what is the sum value which is containing? Sum value which is containing 9. Whenever minus 3 is encountered, we will break from the loop control structure. We will break from the loop control structure. So this is 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9. 8 plus 1 is 9. Now we shall see another program to understand the usage of break. Now program to check given number is prime or not prime. Prime or not prime. Prime or not prime. Say that n is the given number. N is the given number. Now we need to check whether n the given number is a prime or not. Say that n is equal to 5. N is equal to 5. So what is the prime number? A prime number is the number which is divisible by 19 itself. 19 itself. 19 itself. All the numbers are divisible by 1. All the numbers divisible by 1. So I will start the division by 2. I will start by division by 2. What is a prime number? A number which is divisible by itself is called a prime number. It is called a prime number. I will start with 2. Anyway, all the numbers divisible by 1. So I will not start with 1. I will start with 2. I will start with 2. Now, if 5 is divisible by 2. Now n modulus I. What is n modulus I? N modulus I is 1. 5 modulus 2. The remainder is 1. If the remainder is not 0, then we say that it is not divisible. Now, I will increase the value of I by 1, I plus plus. Now, 5 modulus 3. What is 5 modulus 3? Remainder is 2. Remainder is 2. That means we say that 5 is not divisible by 3. Now, increase the number. I plus plus 4. What is 5 modulus 4? 5 modulus 4 is remainder is 1. Remainder is 1. Then we say that 5 is not divisible by 4. Then increase the value of I. I is 5. What is 5 modulus 5? 5 modulus 5 is 0. So whenever we get the remainder as 0, then we say that 5 is divisible by 5. Now, whenever it is divisible, then we check whether this given number n and the new value of I are same. So here 5 is equal to 5. 5 is equal to 5. Then we say that the given number 5 is a prime number. 5 is a prime number. What is a prime number? A number which is divisible itself, which is divisible by itself is called as a prime number. Is called as a prime number. Now I will take one more example. N modulus I. N modulus I. Now 9. So I have to start division by 2. A number is called a prime number if it is divisible by 1 and itself. So I am starting by 2. What is 9 modulus 2? Remainder is 1. That means 9 is not divisible by 2. Then again I will increase the number I by 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. What is 9 modulus 3? 9 modulus 3 is 0. Whenever the remainder is 0, then we say that 9 is divisible by 3. Now we will check whether the given number n is equal to the current value of I. What is the value of I? I is 3. What is the value of n? N is 9. Are they equal? They are not equal. Then we say that this 9 is not a prime number. Not prime. Why not prime? Because it is divisible by some other number. Here 9 is divisible by 3. If 9 is divisible by 9, then only we say that it is prime number. A number is called a prime number if it is divisible by itself. But here 9 is divisible by 3 also. Then we say that 9 is not a prime number. Here only we will come to know that 9 is not a prime number. No need to increase the value of I here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No need to increase the value of I. In these cases, we use the break statement. Now, another example. N modulus I. N modulus I. Now, 7. Start from 2. What is n modulus I? Remainder is 1. Increase the value of I. What is the remainder? Remainder is 1. Increase the value of I. What is the remainder? 3. Remainder is 3. Increase the value of I. What is the remainder? Remainder is 2. Increase the value of I. What is the remainder? Remainder is 1. Increase the value of I. What is the remainder? Remainder is 0. When remainder is 0, stop. Then you check whether the given number and the value of I are same. That is 7 is divisible by itself. If 7 is divisible by itself, then we say that the given number 7 is a prime number. Is prime. Now I will write the program for this prime number. As include stdio.h int main. Now, what we are finding? We are finding the given number is a prime or not prime. So we require one number. Say I am saying this one as n. n. Now how we check the prime number? By dividing by the number, I is equal to 2, 3, 4 up to n, So enter the value of n. Enter n. Enter the value of n. Scanf percentage comma address of n. Enter the value of n. Now I'll start with 2. For I is equal to 2, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Here I am starting with 2. Now you check whether it is divisible by I. If it is divisible by I, that means the remainder is 0. What is the remainder? Modulus symbol. N modulus I is equal to 0. Whenever it is divisible, then break. Break means it will come outside of the loop control structure. Now I am checking whether the given number n is equal to the new divisor. If they are equal, then I will print n is prime. Otherwise, else printf n is not prime. Return 0. Close the program. Now we shall trace this one. Now output. Enter n. Say that I have entered n value as 7. Now n is 7. I am starting with 2. 2 is less than or equal to 7. Yes. Inside n modulus I. What is it? 7 modulus 2? 7 modulus 2 is 1. 7 modulus 2 is 1. 1 means this statement is not executed. Here no more statements are there. Control will come here. I plus plus. What is the value of I now? 3. 3 is less than or equal to 7. Now, what is 7 modulus 3? 7 modulus 3, the remainder is 1. So it is not equal to 0. So this statement is not executed. So the control will come here. I plus plus. I is 4. Now, 4 is less than or equal to 7. True. N modulus I. 7 modulus 4. What is the 7 modulus 4? The remainder is 3. If the remainder is 0, then only break is executed. Remainder is not 0. Not 0 means no more statements are there. I plus plus. The value of I will become 5. 5 is less than or equal to 7. 7 modulus 5. What is the remainder? Remainder is 2. 2. So there are no more statements are there. I plus plus. I is 6. 6 less than or equal to 7. True. What is 7 modulus 6? 7 modulus 6 is remainder is 1. The condition is false. False means this is not executed. Control will come here. I plus plus. I value is 7. 7 is less than or equal to 7? Yes. What is 7 modulus 7? 7 modulus 7 is 0. 7 modulus 7 is 0. Then this condition is true. 7 modulus 7 is 0. Break. Break means you are coming outside. Now you are checking whether this number, the given number n, is equal to the divisor. Here 7 is equal to 7. That's why we print that the given number n is a prime number. So what will be the output? 7 is prime. 7 is prime number. Now we will run for another example. Enter n value. Now n value I am taking as 15. Now n is 15. Now I am starting with 2. I am starting with 2. 2. Now, 2 is less than or equal to 15? Yes. N modulus I. What is 15 modulus 2? 15 modulus 2, the remainder is 1. The remainder is 1 means this is not executed. You are control will increment the value. I plus plus. The value of I will be 3. Now, 3 less than or equal to 15? Yes, true, inside. What is 15 modulus 3? 15 modulus 3, the remainder is 0. The remainder is 0. When the remainder is 0, when this condition is true, this statement is executed. Break, it will come up, the control will come outside of the for loop. Come outside of the for loop. Whenever break is executed, the control will come outside of the for loop. Now you are checking whether n. So what is the new value of I? I is 3. What is the value of n? 15. The remainder is 0. That means 15 is divisible by 3. But 15 is not equal to 3. What is a prime number? A number which is divisible by itself is called a prime number. But here 15 is divisible by 3. So then we say that here n is equal to I. If 15 is equal to 3, false. False.
Sir, your voice became low.
This program. So whenever 15 is divisible by 3, then we say we are not going to divide by 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Here only we come to know that 15 will not be a prime number because it is divisible by 3. 15 is divisible by 3 and the remainder is 0. Then only we will come to know that 15 is not a prime number because 15 is not equal to 3.